Words cannot describe how erect I am right now, ready for this blog. The Summer Sweep Up 2026, ladies and gentlemen, is here. Highly anticipated. Next week, we're getting the Raids 4 rewards blog, so I'm looking forward to that shit too. But for now, we're going to focus on this bad boy here. Do not spoil it for me. I've already posted some predictions. My predictions were that I think they will touch the Shadow. I don't think they're going to touch Inquisitors or Justy in any way. And I think, I remember there being a mention of a Birdhouse change a while ago. I think they're going to do that around here because they mentioned Hunter changes in the pre-blog. I don't know really what else is going on other than a few people trying to spoil it in the chat. I don't know how accurate that is, but the Summer Sweep Up 2026 is here. We're going to dive in, and at kick.com/KingCondo is where you can get all of your up-to-date content, news, and just great fun, great time with over there. Great people in the chat, guys. Say hello. Your mum's going to see this on YouTube when you show her one day at the family reunion at Christmas or Thanksgiving, whenever, so she can be proud of you for once. So let's have a look here. We got the Summer Sweep Up, the 4th of June. So I've been told to read every fucking word here. Normally I skip over a few words, but we're going to go all the way through. So we'll start at the start here, where it says, everybody in the office is starting to complain about the... Fuck me. We're going to skip that sentence. For the uninitiated, the Summer Sweep Up is a collection of changes aimed at improving quality of life, addressing long-standing pain points, and often introducing tough topics like rebalances to address long-standing main game issues. Primary goal of projects like this is to modernize parts of old school that have fallen out of favor, while also staying true to old school roots, and to future-proof various parts of the game to ensure they remain healthy and long-term safeguarding key aspects of the game for years to come. The Sweep Up spawned following the success of Project Rebalance, which saw the introduction of elemental weaknesses alongside gear, defensive stats, skill rebalancing. All that we built on for 2025 Sweep Up, alongside improvements to content like TOA, the Sire, adjustments to loot tables, great changes by the way, awesome. This year we're back with a whole host of tweaks, alongside a handful of topics that we'd like to gauge your thoughts on before committing to a specific direction. Now, if I'm under the correct impression, they don't actually poll this shit. Can we get a pronunciation counter? You can count that in the chat. Every time I pronounce a word correctly, give me a gold star. So I believe none of this is actually polled. It's just this is what's happening. And then what Jagex will actually do, instead of polling it, they will actually just change their opinion based on community feedback through Reddit and Twitter. So it's a lot less old school and a lot more volatile. So hopefully they don't fuck it too hard this year. Hunter improvements. Hunter is technically old school's second most recent skill behind sailing, being added in November 2026. Okay. Despite that, the skill has its fair share of jank or clunky interactions that can make it a bit fine. That's cool. So the addition of Hunter members with Valamore Hunter Guild improved the value proposition of conventional Hunter training outside Chinchombas, but for many training methods, there are still changes that could be made. So let's have a look at the falconry. All right. This is perhaps the most popular traditional hunter training method for players midway through their progression. I agree. Players engaging in falconry might wonder why Matthias Falcon seems lacking all the speed and grace that these birds of prey are known for. Fortunately, all of that GP that Matthias has taken from you has been put towards some bird sonal development. You will no longer be be held in place while the falcon is chasing a kebbit. Thank you so much. Oh shit. Oh damn, you've made some fucking... Oh, damn, thank you. We've got some... Whew. I'll be enjoying those. Thank you very much, madam. Appreciate that. Meaning you can reposition or walk around while the falcon chases the prey. Okay. You'll be able to ask your falcon to catch a kebbit even if your inventory is full. Excess resources will be discarded to avoid cluttering the floor. Though we'll make an exception for hunter room items here. I feel like this should have been done. Yeah, that's a basic update. That's good. I don't mind that at all. Aerial fishing, despite the lack of popularity, aerial fishing is reasonably effective use of time for the min-maxes among you. We suspect the XP output is appealing to players that this activity is held back by extremely high intensity with limited downtime, some clunky interactions, and some excessive time to complete. So increase the distance at which you're able to perform quick catches from a 3x3 area to a 4x4 area. In effect, this means you're more likely to catch. That's it, to chain together back-to-back catches. I don't think anyone gives a shit about that. Add a toggle to Owry the Angler that allows you to cormorant to eat fish in your inventory if you don't have any appropriate bait. What the... Oh, that's the bird. Okay, effectively reducing the need for you to make fish offcuts as you go. This means that you'd forego the cooking XP. Okay, that's fine. Occasionally, a larger pool will spawn that you can send your cormorant to several times in a row, which adds a little downtime or periods of low intensity. Okay, I don't mind that. That's pretty cool. Increase the chance of obtaining pearls by 50%. Lower the pearl cost for some rewards listed below. Any of your prior purchases here would be refunded. Would refund any lost pearls. Okay. Fishing sack is going to be halved in price and angler outfit pieces halved, but I still think it's probably not going to be used effectively. But okay, that sounds like content I'm still not going to fucking touch in my life. Deadfall traps. Are we up to 2 words wrong so far? My bad. Deadfall traps are generally associated with the earliest of hunter levels. Sure, yeah, they are. Which have been more or less superseded by birdhouses. Yep, so they want to increase the trap limit to 2. Yeah, I never understood why you couldn't have 5 fucking deadfall traps. Like why it doesn't go up with the rest of your hunt level. It's so weird. Monocle monkeys will retain... Excuse me, my apologies. Thank you, Rajari. Thank you very much for the subscription over on Kick. I appreciate that. Is my capture card shit in the bed much, guys? I do apologize if it's flashing. Sorry. Thank you, Rajari, for the sub on Kick. You're a legend, man. Let's fucking go. Thank you. So you're getting twice as many deadfall traps. Monocle monkeys will retain the 1 trap limit. Kruk would never double trap, so you can't blow your cover. Okay, we don't believe monocle monkeys need the extra help. Already occupy a healthy space, doubling the number of traps available would skyrocket the XP rates. Far too high for the intensity while nerfing the XP to... Of course, it is big XP, isn't it? That makes sense. So they want to give deadfall traps a chance to preserve your log when placing the trap so you can cut down on cutting down trees. Okay. Make deadfall traps able to catch 8 ticks after being placed, as opposed to 15 ticks? Is it really that long? Fuck me. Increase wild cabbit catch rate by 2.5x. These little critters are a bit an outlier when it comes to catch rates. Yeah, okay, sure. Coupled with the other buffs is about 4x XP rate for wild cabbits. Lower XP given by wild, barbed, and prickly and saber-tooth cabbits and pie foxes by 20%. The other changes are still math out the 60% increased rate for these creatures. Yeah, okay, fuck. I didn't know it took 15 fucking ticks. Fuck moi. Alright, other hunter changes. Allow 2 traps to be placed starting at level 1 rather than 20. Big. Nice. Make the Ring of Pursuit able to full track. No, make the Ring of Pursuit work with Herbivore. Come on, man. Let's stop fucking around. Make it work with Herbie. Improve the drop rate and pity rate for butterfly and moth hunter rumors. Okay. Sure. This standout is pretty non-interactive and feel like they have much higher variance than other rumors. That's fine. Okay. Pity rate is exceptionally better. Grant 30 XP, Hunter XP for killing a chompy bird. Yes! Oh, that's big. I haven't done my chompies yet. Thank God I've been holding it off. Huge. That's fucking big. All right, that. 30 XP for Hunter. Chompy Hunter kills. It's huge. Awesome. No birdhouse changes. I lose. Agility changes. Here you go, Fergo. You predicted hello Sepulchre. Let's have a look. All right, so it's fast-paced, intuitive, and interactive. That's fine. So here's what they're proposing. Level 4 entry reduced to 77 from 82. And level 5 from 87 to 92. That is fucking massive. Wow. Allow players to boost for floor entry. Okay, yeah, I like that. Meaning the player's 72, so I'm a pirate. Yeah, makes sense. Adjust floor fire's grand coffin so it requires 84 thieving or 92 to open. Right. Okay, because it's just 92 at the moment, isn't it? Or whatever. I don't know what the thieving level is, but that's... 5 levels lower is pretty big. Wow. Ultimately, the aim here is to reduce the time spent running the comfortable floors ad nauseum. So whatever that means. 72 to 82 agility stands out for many as a bit of a slog since floor 3 gets to be quite... Yeah, but you're adding a new agility thing with the Barbarian Fremennik Graveyard, right? That's going to be massive for people up to 80 agility, but okay, yeah, that's fine. Changes are aimed at getting players moving through the floors more quickly and putting themselves to the test against more challenging obstacles. Yeah, whatever, that's cool. On the other end of the intensity spectrum, the Colossal Worm Agility course nestled into Valamor Sunset, don't care. Increase the duration of the Colossal Worm Agility course. Increase the duration of the course by 25 to 30%. You mean slow it down? Increase XP and termites to match so that it's the same XP per hour with fewer inputs per hour. Right, okay, so it's more AFK. Okay, so it's a less intensive course. It takes longer to do the lab, but you get additional XP to match it. Okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. It means I can look away from my screen more. Sure. All right, cool. I mean, yeah, that's a mid-update at best. Next P buff, bad luck. Shortcuts, here we go. We'll not waste any time here. Good, I went over. So West Draenor Manor, small gap in the fence, 49 agility. 54, southwest of Giants Plateau, allowing easy access to and from the desert. I'm there right now, that's big. Southern edge of Edgefield Dungeon, cutting down the travel time if you lost your brass key. 60 agility. 62, central area of the top floor of the RCS library, allowing you to jump down to the bottom floor. Watch your ankles, cool. 79, north of Sophanum, a slippery stepping stone for those of you who need to cross the river of Elid. Okay, 82, the small island north of Mossler Harmless. Your list, yes, big, massive, that's huge, fuck yeah. Level 83, west of Polvanage, allowing quick access from Ali the Hag's Hut. I don't know where the fuck that is, but that sounds good. Alright, cool. New shortcuts, all well and good, but we'd also like to take a look at some of the most frustrating ones. So, level 8 grapple, broken raft in liver rum, unusable barehanded at level 48. Sorry, usable barehanded. Oh, so you just... Wait, what? Would like to allow some grapple crossbow shortcuts to be over-leveled and be able to complete without any gear at all. How the fuck are you going to barehanded grapple? I want to see that happen. Cool. Alright, level 48, you don't need the grapple. The Falador wall climb grapple, 52, you don't need it. Alright, rock climb between Catherine and Tavily, usable barehanded at 68. That's the one, that's going to be big. Two-way shortcut. This is going to be big for bots. You know the bots that run their orbs? Is it the water orb there? That's massive. Because you can go to Catherby Bank and then make the orbs and then run back. That's going to be new best in slot, powering orbs. Kind of huge, dude. Not going to lie. Oh no, that's this one, Catherby Water Obelisk Jump. No, even better, sorry. That's this one, 72. Sorry, this one is Catherby Tavily. Where the fuck is that? Hold on, what? Sorry, I need to figure out what the hell this is. Catherby? Oh, that one there. Okay. Oh, this one's only... they're not going to make that one two-way. Oh, the dogs. Is this... This is from the obelisk to Catherby or Catherby to obelisk? Sorry, my apologies. I don't know if this is... This is to go from the obelisk to Catherby, isn't it? Ignore me. Don't worry, useless then. Off the island, yeah, useless. Okay. Unil wall climb, usable barehanded 69. Corresponding achievement diary tasks still require the grapple to be used. Okay. Strong trees just south of Crunch Volcano, usable barehanded at 78. Very good. I don't care about any of that shit. Alright, other skilling related changes. Let's go. Guardians of the Rift, Guardians of the Radiator. Having borderline mandatory skilling upgrades gated behind RNG with high variance can sour the enjoyment of activities like Guardians of the Rift. Alright, so they're allowing players to purchase the Abyssal Needle for 750 pearls, meaning there's a deterministic option for players going dry. Allow the Abyssal Lantern to function outside of Guardians of the Rift. Oh, if it's burning logs that provide some effect beyond the activity, this means normal oak, maple, new logs won't have any function outside of Guardians of the Rift, but willow, blisterwood, that's big. Bro, everyone thought that this actually was how the lantern worked, but it only works in Guardians of the Rift. They're going to change that? That's pretty huge. Abyssal Lantern. That's pretty big. It's mostly just extra runes, right? But you're going to get increase the amount of rune crafted by 5%. Provides 10% chance to double your contribution points. No. What is it? Willow, Blisterwood, Magic. Blisterwood is increased blood runes by 20%. Increased runes crafted by 10%. And then won't degrade your pouches. Not degrading the pouches is kind of big, dude. And the effect of Oak and Willow are applied as well. That doesn't... Oh, you get 5% increased crafted rune... Okay, that's pretty big. I like that. Allow the Guardians either unlock a permanent metamorphosis of the Rift Guardian rather than taking up space in your bank for whenever you want to switch up your companion's appearance. Yeah, why the fuck is that even a thing? Yeah, sure. Temperos. Allow players to purchase the fish barrel and the tackle box for 6,000 spirit flakes each. That's so cheap. Oh yeah, that's cheap. Coral. Introduced alongside sailing, coral farming currently occupies a really strong position for irons, does it? When it comes to herbal efficient hours played, EHP is the term you'll see used by the high-level community. That means efficient hours played, which means that if you could gain a maximum of 100k from an hour of training skill, then gaining 50k XP would equate to 0.5 efficient hours played. Alright, so math. Ordinarily, this sort of thing is something we let happen organically and shift over time. Coral's case, there's a risk that associated methods becoming more widespread could shift herbal progression for all irons over the mass farming coral rather than the healthy speed of herbs that you could currently harvest. This is currently only significant at the top end, which means players with 99 farming, ATAS, seeds planted, magic secateurs on hand are enjoying disproportionately higher gains. I'd like to enact some changes that increase the amount of coral gained at lower farming levels and without all these extra conditionals, but bring down the top end slightly, ultimately meaning the coral becomes more appealing for most of you reading. I don't fucking... Why would I even do this shit? So... These top end yields with for coral function a little peculiarly, and harvest boosters like magic secateurs at our seeds and farming levels appear to be doing much more lifting than they would for traditional herbs. For example, check out the 2 grass. All right, you can see it it shoots up here from 94, 93. It starts to fucking gain momentum. Very good, very nice. Here's what we'd like to tweak. Coral, you get 6 harvest lives up from 4. Okay, don't know what that means. Chance to obtain coral frags from their associated thieving chests reduced to 1 in 20, down from 1 in 15. Adjust some stat random values behind the scenes for the various frags. This shifts their yield in game as a rough estimate. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what any of this fucking means, nor do I care. All this was dead on release for someone like me. But if this is breaking herb law for late game farming Ironman, I don't think this is really a concern because here's my honest opinion. If you're getting insane herb law XP here on your Ironman, you're not making your multiple thousand Sarabrews and Rana, prayer potions and super restores and super combats that you're going to want to fucking make to use anyway for these levels. So, very good, mate. Really happy for you. Well done. I don't know what any of that fucking means. These changes are quite number heavy, but the tagline is that you'll see more coral as you progress through farming and less coral at the top end. Okay, I don't give a fuck. So, Armadillo pots though. Yeah, let's get fucking Sarabrews. Armadillo pots are the same as Sarabrews, but they heal less. That sounds good. Yeah, less health per potion. Rounding off the skilling changes, a small group of tweaks that don't fit neatly into any broader category. Remove the Make X interface when you use a log on an existing bonfire. Instead, just use the log to start adding. Yeah, perfect. Remove the herb law level requirement for the Regent pouch. I didn't know there was one. Improve shark lures so that they... Wait. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Improve shark lures so that they increase the rate at which you fish from 5 ticks to 4 ticks per roll, effectively a 20% increase in speed. Guys, if you didn't know, shark lures are already fucking busted. Shark lures are insane. So speeding that up by 20% is... Like, you can fish a fuck ton. If you're an Ironman and you've got, like, I don't know, 10,000 shark lures from PVM, and you put them at max speed, you will fish 2,000 sharks. You'll use them all, fish 2,000 sharks in like an hour. It is fucked. It's very good. Buff the elite clue rate from heroes by 25%. Alright. No one cares. Oh god, PVM changes. Here we go. Oh fuck, we're 20 minutes in. We don't have a huge number of NPC or content-specific changes here, but similar to our TRO changes, in the last year's sweeper, we're targeting one piece of content in particular to help to take a real passover. Alright, so it's going to be the gauntlet. Don't fuck this up. Okay. Here we go. This one's already generated a lot of conversation. We'll start in this section by saying that our aims for this aren't to drastically speed up the enhanced crystal weapon seed grind, and instead center on reducing variance and smoothing out the prep phase so that you can more readily turn your brain off before locking in for your fight against the Hunlef. Good so far. Changes aimed at reducing prep phase. So, guarantee a random demi-boss spawn at the north, east, southwest most rooms in the center. Oh, perfect. Meaning 4 demi-bosses at fixed locations, but specific demi-bosses that you encounter will still be random. While we're talking demi-bosses, we'd also like to reduce their maximum attack range from 16 to 10, meaning they're less likely to get jump scared by the off-screen Dark Beast. Add a guaranteed weapon frame drop from your first low-tier NPC kill. Oh my god. Okay. So, changes aimed at decluttering for simplifying prep. I'm laughing here because this does fuck all for all the people complaining. That's awesome. Okay, so make friend, bark, crystal ore, and linum Terrenium stackable, okay? So this is a completely useless change for people that do tier 1 gauntlet because you can do it all in one inventory anyway. Automatically place crystal shards in your inventory rather than have to pick them up. That's fucking huge. Reduced variance of the number of crystal shards dropped by enemies, meaning the number of enemies you need to kill should feel more consistent between runs. Okay. Standardize the stats of regular, meaning non-demi-boss enemies within tiers. So it's not better to kill a wolf over a scorpion, for example. Okay, that's cool. Simplify the number of crystal shards used to create various pieces of equipment so that you are not reliant on remembering odd numbers. Well, it's not. It's 300 for tier 1, isn't it? And so on. Creating tier 1 weapon requires no crystal shards, down from 20. Still need a weapon frame. Big. Tier 2 weapon, 50 shards, down from 60. Okay. Creating a piece of tier 1 armor was 50. Up from 40. Yeah, it was 120, wasn't it? That's right. It was 300 for... It was 300 for tier 1 armor, 2 tier 3 weapons, and then 2 or 3 potions. That's what it was, right? Creating a piece of tier 2 armor requires 100 crystal shards, up from 80. Creating a piece of tier 3 armor requires 100 crystal shards, up from 80 as well. The reason for this increase is that we don't want tier 3 to become a guarantee must-have for every run. It should still be trading comfort for time loss. Encouraging people to push themselves down to tier 1 prep for the fastest clears. Okay. For some comparisons, a full set of tier 1 armor and 2 tier 3 would be 250. Yep, and then you obviously do... used to be 280, then 2 potions made it 300, of course. So it's 30 crystal shards less now, 10 crystal shards less for tier 2, and 50 more shards for tier 3. The additional demi-boss dotted around an auto pickups of crystal shards should make it easier to rack these though. Okay. Prevent weapon frames from dropping if you have a total of 3 weapon frames for crafted weapons. That's, okay. Not good for people with blind bag. These changes should make prep feel more reliable. Dude, this is so good. I love these crafted gauntlet changes. Do you know why? Because these CG changes do almost nothing for those that were complaining. You still have to get fucking good. Sit the fuck down. That's awesome. In a good way. In a good way. This still makes the gauntlet the gauntlet. It doesn't ruin the gauntlet for players that... Not, I've already done the grind, so I don't have to... No, it's not that mindset. It's that we don't want to kill the gauntlet. This just makes the gauntlet less tedious. I think it's... you get more shards, or on average, more shards on average per kill, and it auto-picks your shards up, and you get stackable resources. So you should be sweet. No turbo sweat prep? You don't need to. Yeah, no. But you're guaranteed a weapon frame when you first kill, and you don't need shards to make a weapon. So all you do now in the gauntlet is you go to a room, and you kill an NPC. You kill a little NPC, you get the weapon, you make the staff. Always make the staff first in the gauntlet, because the staff has its max hit without needing to use prayers, although Augury does buff it now because of the 4%. But if you want max hits out of the bow or the halberd, you have to pray party or rigor. So you can save a lot of prayer and time just by using the staff by making that weapon first. Fun fact for those that didn't realize. So get the weapon frame, make the staff straight away for free, and then do your entire run, and you're sweet. That's big. I like that. So, huge. Massive. Okay, cool. I like that. Other PVM or PVM adjacent changes. Let's have a look. While Gauntlet's the headline for this section, we got some more... I mean, that's kind of mid in terms of, like, compared to TOA, but fair enough. So, add a minimum number of player attacks before the Phantom Musbar can change styles. This prevents constant back-to-back spots, which makes the fight frustrating for high-tier gear setups. Okay. Add a minimum number of player attacks before demonic gorillas. Change overheads. How many times have we got to make this fucking change, man? To prevent constant back-to-back swaps, which make them a really draining slow task. It's one fucking weapon. Like, we have Emberlights and Scorching Bows. What are you talking about? Lower the duration of the Phantom Musbar's homing spikes attack so that it ends a little sooner, since it's kind of a drag. Cool. Add a cooldown before the Schizo Totem can spawn again after being destroyed. I thought there was one. Reduce the size of the Schizo Arena so you're more focused on dealing damage and increasing... That's cool. I like that. Make the Schizo Arena smaller. Big. Yeah, increasing your daily step counter, running between... Yeah, that's cool. Huge change there. What's up, Smud? How you doing, man? Remove the restriction on lifesteal effects against the Wardens of Aledness or Tumican, meaning the Blood Fury and Sangstaff would be able to function here. Oh. That's big. Right? I mean, it doesn't really matter with the Blood Fury, because Noel Melly's the cunt anyway, but... Sangstaff? If you've only got a Sang... I mean, it's dead content now that I have Ix in the game, but if you were still Sangstaffing TOA, that's kind of big, dude. Could you Blood Heal off the core? Ooh, I don't know about that. Blood Fury, maybe. Does that mean Blood Blitz too? Yes, because they're removing the restriction on lifesteal effects. Yes, so you'll be able to Blood Blitz it now, yeah. That's kind of big, though. Yeah, if you don't have the Eye of Arc yet, and you got a Sang, like, for whatever reason, RNG, it's kind of big. Reduce Chivalry's Drain. In fact, you know what? If you've got an Eye of Arc, you're probably better off taking the Sang just for that phase if you want to get a 500. That helps your 500 runs. Take the Sang, even if you do it just for that phase, because that can counter your chip damage quite easily. I think you can melee the other Warden that no one does. I'm not sure, though. Blood Fury might heal off the core, though. Reduce Chivalry's drain rate so that it matches Deadeye and Mystic Vigor, so no follow-up sent. There's no follow-up sent. Okay, that's fine. Prevent this. No, you're right. No, you can't melee it. No, it tries to melee you. That's right. Prevent the Surge Potion's cooldown from being reset on death inside Cox, since it introduces a feels bad meta for speedrunners. Prevent the Surge Potion's cooldown from being reset on death inside Cox, since it introduces a feels bad... Why don't you make it so the Surge Potion cooldown resets at that fucking statue in Nada, mate? Prevent progress in the Night Waves from being reset if you leave via the door. Okay, cool. Oh, I just read the next title. Before signing off this section, we'd like to share our thoughts on this topic that we see crop up very often, that some of you may feel noticeably absent for these year's changes. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. When do these changes take effect? Not sure yet. We'll find out. Our thoughts on CM Chambers and the prayer scrolls. Okay, here we go. For many of you, it's a topic that needs no introduction. So Cox unique tables weighted heavily towards arcane dexterous prayer scrolls, meaning roughly 58% of all uniques that you'll see on average are the prayer scrolls. CMs added the Twisted Ancestral Kit and the Dust to tertiary loot table, but don't make any adjustments to the ordinary loot table, meaning 58% uniques you see in CM completions are also prayer scrolls. By contrast, TOB hard mode makes the adjustments to the loot table, so the Avernic Defender, most common unique, is weighting reduced by 7.7%. Makes all the other uniques more common. The chance that seeing a unique chest in hard TOB completion is also higher on its own to compensate for the longer completion time, which is mostly mirrored in the increased points per raid offered by challenge mode Chambers of Xeric. The high weighting of prayer scrolls applying to CM Cox has been a frequent topic of discussion for some time. Many players suggested that we should reduce the weighting or remove these scrolls. Don't remove them, fuck me. Okay, so the suggestion is simple enough and absolutely has some merit, but we've been hesitant to make a simple change here since we think the problem is a little more complicated. So we'd like to talk through with you and propose a little out of the box. Something a little out of the box, okay? Alright. We'll go through some simpler approaches. Approach number 1. Reduce the prayer scroll weighting slightly to do nothing else. Most closely mirrors hard mode top. Puts downward pressure on every unique on the loot table. Downward pressure means that supply is increased and value likely drops. T-row loses value. Prayer scroll weighting is so high that you'd likely still see them very frequently unless we reduce the weight drastically, which would result in very significant increase of other uniques. Some items can't really absorb this downward pressure and still maintain a healthy value, namely the Twisted Buckler and Din's Bulwark, but also Dragonheart Crossbow and Dragon Claws to a lesser extent. Remove the prayer scroll weighting, reduce purple chance. All the above still applies here too. Many people feel as though purple chests in Cox are too infrequent as is. No, a lot of people just fucking shit at Chambers of Xeric, let's be honest. Number 3, increased purple chance. Still puts downward pressure on everything, still results in seeing more prayer scrolls. Purples are more frequently seen, which probably does make the raid feel better. You know what? Considering prayer scrolls are 58%, if they drop it to, I mean, like, it's a 10% buff if they drop, it's more than a 10% drop in rating if they drop it to 50%. So it's really not going to do a whole lot if they do approach 1, right? You're still going to get a fuck ton of prayer scrolls. Approach 2 is going to be the same. Unique prices are delicate, and Cox uniques have historically done a pretty good job maintaining value considering the raid's lifespan. Quite cautious about any solution that might result in a drastic increase for these. Should do number 3. Number 3 is probably the best way to go about it, really. Instead, we'd like to float an idea that tackles the problem from a slightly different angle. What if the scrolls themselves had some sort of added value to apply upward pressure? Here's an idea. Oh, here we go. Here's an idea we've been toying with. What if you could re-roll a unique? Hypothetical scenario, player obtains Arcane Prayer Scroll. Player can re-roll the scroll. Sorry, withdraw the scroll or re-roll it. Re-roll provides a 1 in X chance to roll on the unique table again, but with the Arcane Prayer Scroll removed from the table, increasing all of unique weightings. If the 1 in X chance is missed, the Arcane Prayer Scroll is deleted. Oh shit. So you're gambling. Oh yeah, give me that, dude. Let's gamble every fucking prayer scroll. Oh yeah, you're telling me gambling? Give me that now, dude. Fuck yeah. Let the wheel decide. Make it like a 1 in 50 chance, 1 in 20 chance. I don't care. I kept my old scrolls. No, I think it's only while it's in the chest. You can't use it with scrolls you've already got in the bank. You have to do it in the raid as it drops. So if you get the chest and there's a scroll, you either re-roll it or you take it out of the chest. Bro, yeah, give me that shit. Yes. Would be like 1 in 3. It won't be a 1 in 3, dude. No fucking way will it be a 1 in 3. No way. Because if it's an arcane prayer scroll, hold on. Let me tweet how excited I am about that. Best idea Jagex ever had. Bring us the prayer scroll gamba wheel and let it ride. Boom. And they need to, like, I want to see a fucking wheel spin and everything. You reroll Dex to arcane. yeah. Imagine rerolling Dex getting arcane. But that's the thing. It won't be like a 1 in 3. No, it'd be. I think 1 in 4 is more than enough for a reroll. Nah, I think it's probably. I think there's no way they make it more common than like. What, really, 1 in 4? Maybe they make it reflect that. You know what? It might even just be reroll again based on your current percentage. To be honest, because if some cunt goes through and gets like 4,000 points and pulls a scroll and re-rolls, gets a T-bow, fuck me. 1 in 20. I think 1 in 20, 1 in 10 is probably fair. There's no way they make it like a 25% chance you get another purple. Fuck that, man. Especially because they're removing the arcane prayer scroll, which means you're increasing the chance of that arcane becoming a T-bow. 0% chance to not get anything on the reroll. Nah, it'd be worse than that, dude. I'd accept 1 in 10 if no T-bow reroll. No, there'll be a T-bow reroll on there. It's just you can only do it with prayer scrolls. You can only do it with arcane and rigor. Was it arcane and dexterous prayer scrolls? What's the chances at moons? You can't reroll at moons, I believe. Rerolling into dex is fine, but if you're a dex and reroll into arcane, that's worse. 1 in 8, yeah, something like that. Maybe if you reroll into dex, you can reroll again. Effectively, this, yeah, and then back into an arcane. Oh, can you reroll at moons? Really? What the fuck? Oh, wait, you can do that? Oh, that's fucking sick. I didn't know you could do that. Hell yeah. Cool. Oh, you learn something new every day. Let's go. Effectively, this creates upward pressure on every item whose value is less than the average reroll value, meaning items like the prayer scrolls, Din's Bulwark, and Twisted Buckler will likely increase in value, of course. Some downwards pressure created on other uniques, but not to such a degree that it's likely to be overtly detrimental. This means that mains could effectively try their luck at getting something better. Irons will have a healthy def's coffer, could be reroll to duplicate items. Yep, or any duplicate items. Wait. No, it says scrolls themselves. Okay, so they're just implying scrolls. Okay, so cloggers can reroll absolutely everything, and it's a change that could, in theory, apply to both CMs and normal clocks if we wanted. Make it only CMs as well, I think. Only CMs. Make it only challenge modes. That's probably the best way to stop fucking anything. But I'm okay if it's in both. 1 in 10 as there's 10 other uniques. Something like that, maybe, yeah. It's all uniques? Oh, it says here, what if the scrolls themselves had some sort of added value to apply upwards pressure? But then it says here, death cover, healthy death cover could re-roll any duplicate items. So then again, I don't know, it might be both. Yeah, I think, yeah, CM only makes sense. CM Casino Machine, perfect. Says re-roll you need, they're talking about rolling anything. That's, okay, re-rolling anything, then it needs to be like a higher chance for sure. If you can re-roll anything, like if you get a dupe Dins, then you re-roll it. I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should make it anything because that kind of goes beyond the whole Theater of Blood, Avernic Defender Hilt logic, right? I think if it's just the prayer scrolls that are the problem, do it with just the prayer scrolls. Then again, I don't know. They insinuate that other items that are lower than re-roll value will rise. Yeah. I mean, imagine re-rolling Dragon Claws and getting an Arcane Prayer Scroll. Sit the fuck down. The additional benefit is of the approach is that this is what we can justify being more generous. With this system, we could, with simpler buffs / number changes since there's a trade-off involved, of course. With a system design perspective, something like this achieves a lot, but is understandably a bit weird. Nah, it's not weird. I like it. I'm all for it, dude. It's deleted if you miss, so log will get deleted. You're absolutely right, yes. Absolutely. All right, let's look at gear changes and rebalancing. I hope the shadow's in here and I hope it doesn't fuck me. Time to open the Grand Exchange interface and prepare to panic buy and panic sell. Alright. Jokes aside, we tend to use this time to assess and position the position of existing gear in the game that might be underperforming or overperforming. Then make small changes here and there to position gear more effectively. Alright. Gear buff. Let's have a look at some minor tweaks. Sang stuff. Chance to heal increased to 1.5 up from 1 and 6. Deals 8 additional damage whenever the heal procs. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This averages out to 1.6 damage per hit. Brother. That's 8 additional max hit. Oh. Base max hit increased by 1 as well. So that means it's plus 2 over the Swamp Trident now. Charge cost reduced to 2 blood runes down from 3. Ooh. Okay. I like it. I like it. That's actually, with the TOH, that's kind of nasty. Fuck me. All right. Sober Axe. Strength bonus increased to 125 up from 121. So it's an extra max hit or 2. Stacks to provide 10% damage bonus per stack up from 6%. Oh, okay. Fuck, really? Stacks capped at 3 down from 5. You said that, Chuck. Very good. This equates to the same damage increase but with a faster ramp up. Oh, okay. So it's the same damage increase. Okay, I see. Yeah, because it's only... Yeah, all right. Makes sense. Okay. 5 times 6 versus, okay. Yep, so 30 instead of 30, okay. Less HP lost to achieve, all right, okay. So basically you're getting maybe 2 max hits, and you only have to do 3 hits. Cool. Does that make it better than the Scythe now? Don't know. Grow's Rapier stab accuracy increased by 6. Okay. Strength bonus increased by 4. This guarantees an additional max hit in all setups. Okay. Don't know if that's going to make any differences though. Bladed Soldier slash accuracy increased by 6, strength bonus by 4, guarantees max hit in all setups, that won't make a difference. Occasion boots gain 1, strength bonus. Good, I just need my range boost now, huge. I don't think this really changed, like getting an extra max hit with the Rapier and the Bladed Soldier does absolutely nothing here. For either of them. I think. I don't know. Maybe not. I thought the pegs already had 1 strength range. Does this increase the Avernic Treads then? Master Wand gains 10% magic damage bonus. I thought it already had that. Ancient Scepters or variants had their magic damage bonus increased to 10 up from 5. Massive. That's actually big. That's huge for people that haven't been lucky yet. Aquanite Hopper to have its second hit accuracy penalty halved. There's not much room to buff this loads without it power creeping on the Twisted Buckler, but a small buff should make it at least a little more worthwhile. Okay, so, okay. It's still going to be shit then compared to the Twisted Buckler, right? Belt's Folly drop rate increased to 1 in 75, up from 1 in 256. That's big. Venator Bow to be made more consistent thanks to new engine capabilities. It's hard to quantify this, but in effect it should mean that the bow finds new targets more reliably. Inquisitor changes. Oh no. It wouldn't be some sort of... Oh no. Remove the Inquisitor set bonus. Huh? This allows all pieces and the mace to function better independently rather than lock it. The fuck? Inquisitor's mace gains 5 strength, 7 accuracies, guarantees 1 max hit in all setups, and 2 max hit with some setups. Great Helmet gains 2 crush accuracy, putting the total crush bonus at 10, up from 8. This matches the equivalent slash. Oath Plate. Inquisitor's Halberd gains 4 crush accuracy, putting the total 16, up from 12. This matches the Oath Plate. Is that good or bad though? Will that nightmare grind for nothing, mate? Well, not at the moment, mate. We still don't know where... This could easily be setting up for Raids 4, and we get that new Crush weapon. But is that better? I know that's probably easier to balance because they're not going on a percentage base. Because you got to remember, Oath Plate outperforms Torva, and now Inquisitors is matching Oath Plate, but in the Crush perspective. So is that good or bad? I don't know. But then again, this might be because there's a Crush Mega Rare coming, and the percentage increase could be a shadow problem. There is that. Let me cope. Mace got hit hard. The Mace got hit hard. Maybe. I don't know. Overall, it's good. I think so, yeah. Refresh the page. Why? What am I missing here? Hello? Oh, it's refreshing. What did I miss? Why would I refresh? Cali Connor, thank you for the 40 months, dude. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Because you don't need the armor for the mace now. Yeah, you don't need the armor for the mace now. Yeah, you're correct. Which is good for the mace. But, I mean, the armor is still going to be excellent with the mace. You still want it, right? +2 strength on helm. Oh, was that not in there before? I thought it was already there. Oh, they didn't put it. They didn't put it on there. Okay, my bad. I thought it was already there. My bad. Okay, plus your strength bonus. Oh, that's good then. Yeah, so it matches Oath Plate, right? Except I noticed they didn't touch the pants. There's no Inquisitor's pants here. Is there a reason for that? I feel like it's worse, but I could wrong. I think it might sound worse, but I think it being percentage increase, I think the idea is that if they add too much crush damage, you're going to end up with a melee version of the Shadow where it's going to start being too hard to balance late game. And I get the impression that them doing this might mean that they're looking to bring some crush stuff in from Raids 4. Maybe they're not, but I mean, it could overlap there. I don't know. I don't know if it's better or worse though at the moment. This could be a nerf. Reading gear nerds right there. Read gear nerfs. It might be gear nerfs. I'm not sure though, because these numbers match Inquisitors, and Inquisitors. So these numbers match Oath Plate, and Oath Plate goes beyond Torva. So with the Scythe, is this better still? Maybe. I don't know. Mate's still really good. It's a slight nerf. Okay. Well, that's not good then. Was that nerf to add something else that gives damage? Yeah, you might be right. It depends what's coming. Shaman Mask magic bonus increased from 2 to -6. What the fuck is a Shaman Mask? Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we'll have to find out. We'll have to see what happens next week, because we're getting the raids rewards next week. If there's anything Crush or Inquisitors related there, that will unveil all of this. Maybe this is the time for people to start buying Inquisitors, because it's probably going to drop a little bit. Who knows? Very interesting. Gear nerfs. Burning Claw special attack energy cost increases 30. Fuck, what the fuck? Really? These are incredibly energy efficient. Yes, they are. And often outcompete special attack options obtained from considerably harder. You know, everyone used to sit there and go, Burning Claws are really bad. They're better than the Dragon Claws and the Void Waker. They're the best special attack weapon in the game, other than maybe the Zarek Crossbow. Burning Claws, insanely overpowered for their price. And they're nerfing it. You cunts. Damn it. Fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. They make it really difficult for us to fill additional special attack weapon space and drastically overperform considering the unlock source, since that we wouldn't consider them to be an endgame unlock as opposed to the stepping stone on your way to Dragon Claws or Void Waker. That sucks. But it's still, I guess it means Surge Potion is going to give you 3 instead of 4 now. Damn, okay. Yeah, no, Burning Claws are massive for their value. Massive, massive, massive. That's a fat nerf, man. Oh, okay. Now I've got to go get the Void Waker. Fuck. We have 2 other items in this category that overperform considerably in PvP scenarios only. There's a tough line to walk when it comes to keeping the item behavior consistent across the entire game, but we're not convinced that players using these items would appreciate seeing them weakened across the board solely to bring them into a healthier spot for PvP. Current proposals listed below. Let's have a look. Eclipse Adder made to attack 1 tick slower unless full Eclipse set is worn. Ooh. Adder's 3 tick speed coupled with not needing any considerable range switch makes it an absolute monster for its price point. I think that's fair. For those that don't know, the blowpipe, for example, isn't 2 tick in PvP. Rapid doesn't work on the blowpipe in PvP because of how powerful it would be. That's why the people don't use it. Making it so you have to have full Eclipse. Okay, that's cool. Makes PvP a bit more challenging there. In PvP, Soul Flame Horn special attack adjusted to provide plus 50% accuracy rather than 100%. Soul Flame Horn makes one iteming with weapons like the Ancient Mace exceptionally strong. Doesn't confer any meaningful risk to a group utilizing the strategy. This would still make it a powerful option, but slightly less reliable. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind the Soul Flame Horn one. Donna has been asking for that for a year. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, Eclipse Adder is very strong. That's a smart nerf. I don't mind that at all. You still get it, but you have to be good to get it. That's good. Both big changes. Big there. Rosewood Blowpipe made to be able to use rune darts. Okay. Instead of its current cap at adamant. To compensate, the 10% bonus damage on its double shot rapid burst special attack will be removed. Okay. Cool. New early game gear additions. Ooh. Early game Slayer has a whole host of monsters who no longer have any interesting loot. Imbued Heart. We'd like to bolster some loot tables with gear. Alright, let's have a look. So new magic amulets. Fuck. Like to add a handful of elemental jewels as drops from NPCs, which can be combined with their respective runes and the amulet magic to create a variety of amulets that shine with elemental spells. Each of these amulets have a +2, provide +2 to its elemental max hit alongside 10. Okay, so air diamond from kilowatts, which no one kills. You can make amulet of air. Water from sea snake hatchlings. I don't know what they are. All right. Earth emerald from mollusks. I know what they are. If you ever wondered what on earth the Slayer Bell is used for, okay. And fire ruby. Okay, all right. Great for Great for no one. Crafting each of these amulets will have a rune craft requirement, likely 18 to 22 range, but yeah, dude, no one cares about elemental magic. Fuck off. New range necklace. When it comes to range jewelry, there's not really anything even remotely worthwhile for the range-specific bonuses until you obtain the Necklace of Anguish. Our proposal here isn't a game changer, but they want to give us the Necklace of Fangs, dropped from Turoffs, which provides 1 range strength and 12 range accuracy. It's bigger than a Fury, so that's actually kind of goated. All right, nice. I fuck with that. That's pretty big. Yeah, I mean that's bigger. That's bigger than a Fury, but it's like I feel like you're at the point if you're killing Turoff still for Slayer tasks, you're at the point in the game where that 1 strength bonus isn't really going to make a difference. So, but I mean, I don't mind. Okay, sure, cool, very good. Good. Rounding off the proposals, we're committed to. Rounding off the proposals we're committed to are a few smaller things with no particular rhyme or reason. The kinds that you might see scattered throughout regular quality life polls during the year, but perhaps a little more involved on the technical or balancing side. Abyssal creatures. Increased rune essence powers drop rate. Okay, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Let's move on. So early game run energy improvements. Fully restore run energy and cure any damage over time upon completing a quest. That's kind of cool. Add 1 to 3. Why are we still like avoiding unlimited run though? Add 1 to 3 dose energy potions to a variety of early game loot tables at a fairly common rate. You have strange fruit that you can pickpocket very early. Buff energy potions to restore 15% energy per dose. Okay. Adjust Herblore recipes for energy potions so that they're made from an unfinished Guam potion instead of unfinished Highlander potion. Adjust the Herblore requirement from level 26 to level 10. Subsequently, adjust the XP obtained from making them 45 down from 67.5. This adds another early game. Bro, level 26 Herblore is fucking early game. What are we talking about? What's going on here? This adds another early game use for Guam leaves that might provide useful for Herblore training. While also having, okay, I don't think that's going to make any difference. Add a create last potion to lecterns used to create teleport tablets. That's cool. Make Gommel's Lucky Penny charge a saving effect an account unlock for completing the master tier combat achievements rather than requiring the item to be worn. Oh, I like that. Cool. Big. Allow the Seed Vault to respect locked inventory slots. What? That just sounds like a normal update. Remove the timeout / cooldown on making parties at the Theatre of Blood. Didn't know it existed. Remove the timeout cooldown on entering the fight caves. Yep. Allow pets to follow you into content like the Gauntlet Fossil Island, Underwater Area, various minigames, and respawn with you on death. Will that include Nex and Nightmare? Because that pisses a lot of people off. Big. Potential changes. Feedback desired. Alright, so that's everything that is happening. This is potential changes. Birdhouses. I said birdhouses. I fucking told you. Birdhouse. Alright, here we go. Summer Sweep Up. Let's have a look. Potential changes for birdhouses. Since their addition alongside Fossil Island, birdhouses have absolutely eclipsed their hunter skill, while the addition of hunter rumors went some way to dethroning them. Birdhouses account for a huge chunk of all hunter XP gained, dominating many level brackets and stages of progression. Fuck me, we're nearly at an hour. Alright, what is this? What am I looking at here? Where's birdhouse? Birdhouse is great. Oh, all the Graves birdhouse. Wow. Fuck. Jesus. Okay. Alright. Huge grey space in the middle. Is how much XP is gained from birdhouses in various hunter levels? From around level 30 onwards? Yeah, okay, shit. Fuck me dead. Alright. Not inherently a problem for one method to stand out above the others, but birdhouses strip the skill of its unique identity and result in gameplay loop. Oh no, they're going to nerf it. Hunter improvements we outlined earlier in the blog are not contingent on what we're suggesting here. We roll them out regardless, and that should result in considerable improvements to early game hunter leveling. No sandwich here for we'll buff these things if we're allowed to nerf the other things. But having said that, repositioning birdhouse design slightly might be necessary to make conventional... Oh, we got to get 99 hunter now. We need to get 99 hunter now. Perhaps this isn't an issue for many of you. We think cutting back on chores, elements that feel mandatory, and instead more strongly positioning activities, you can win. No one gives a fuck. Don't birdhouse if you don't want to, man. In short, we'd like to try something. Increase nest output by 50%. Make them more consistent so that you're not getting a couple on one run and filling your inventory in the next. Reduce the XP offered for checking them. The big reduction at the lower end and small reduction at the top end. No. Let us know what you reckon. Nope. Ooh, nightmare. Here we go. Big. Virgo, lock in. Here we go. All right. Changes we discussed in this segment are intended as long-term and will rely on future content that aren't. These aren't changes we're planning to make alongside other changes we've outlined so far. Rely on future content. Raids fall. All right. Won't be summer sweep about nightmare. Over the years, we've taken numerous failures. Yeah, they've done the nightmare numerous times. We still have some issues here. We'd like to might require radical solutions rather than just a couple more number tweaks. So, Nightmare's loot table feels bloated. 4 pieces of Inquisitors, Nightmare staff, and 3 separate orbs to put their stuff. 8 unique rewards can make it really frustrating to chase a couple of specific items, especially when a decent number of these rewards, like the orbs, are relatively niche. Some bosses have very little function or appeal for players at any stage for the game and could be revitalized with more interesting loot. Inquisitor doesn't feel like a worthwhile unlock, thanks for nerfing it, and rely on the full set limits the Inquisitor's most potential to be a solid main hand weapon. You know what, that makes sense on the nerf. Okay. This is why we're making adjustments outlined earlier in the blog. Okay, so the Inquisitor's mace gets more use because you don't need the full set for it to be big now. Okay, cool. Regardless of how we address these two options, or these 2 points, improvements to the Inquisitor's armor set and mace aren't dependent on the changes we'd like to explore in this segment. We like the position of Nightmare more strongly as the place that you go to get Inquisitors rather than the place that you go to get Inquisitors from eventually, and a bunch of orbs that you don't care about. Move the Volatile Orb and Eldritch Orb off the Nightmare's loot table. Might be a stronger thematic here to have the Nightmare drop a more generic orb and have it be charged with some unique essence that drops from other NPCs rather than bosses. So just have one orb? So you get the Harmonized Orb and you can change it? Let the Harmonized Orb absorb the weighting of the other orbs. At Persona Nightmare, this would mean a drop rate of around 1 in 533, up from 1 in 1600. Fuck me dead. Increase the weighting of the Nightmare staff from 3 to 4, so you're more likely to obtain one by the time you obtain an orb. Yeah, you've already got a harm. You're good. Increase the generic chance of hitting the Inquisitor Nightmare staff table by 10% to compensate for the staff's increased weighting. Okay. This would mean more Inquisitor, more focused loot, and potentially more reasons to check out other bosses if we deem them to be appropriate sources of the other 2 Nightmare orbs. Oh, they're going to move the orbs completely. Have the Nightmare drop a generic orb and have it charged with some new... Oh, so they might put the orb somewhere else, or the stuff to charge it. Okay. Be sure to let us know if you think we're barking up the wrong tree here, or if you think this would be a solid direction to go in. This does seem like something you're on board with, then we'll keep these orbs in mind with the future content releases and poll moving these orbs over in a case-by-case basis. This means that once both orbs mentioned above are shifted, we'll be able to revisit the specific changes to the Nightmare itself. Right. I mean, it buffs Inquisitor's drop rate too, which is pretty good. How many updates, bugs does this update bring? Probably none. No, it should be fine. Won't be many. Okay. Nungutton, thank you for the 27 months, man. I appreciate it. How you doing, man? Good morning. With that, we're at the end of our initial proposal. We welcome all your thoughts. Wait, no, they didn't mention the shadow at all? That's interesting. You know what that means? Oh, no. That means we're getting Elemental Mage Gear with Raids 4. Because that won't make a change. That won't change anything with the shadow. Oh no, oh no, no. That means we're getting Elemental Mage Gear with Raids 4 because there's no mage damage difference, which means the shadow stays as it is. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, alright. That's a big blog. What do I think about it? I'll give you a very quick summary now to wrap it up for just under an hour. The Hunter stuff, don't really care for, typically. The Deadfall traps being extra XP is big though. Agility changes, it's kind of big, to be honest, for people doing agility. Not gonna lie. Shortcuts are nice. I love the barehanded grappling shortcuts, pretty cool. Guardians of the Rift, massive change here with the Abyssal Lantern working outside. Massive, massive change. 95 making is huge. You'll never have to repair your pouches. That's big. Very big. Don't care about the core. Don't care about that. Other tweaks, yeah, cool. No one cares. Gauntlet changes were really good. I like the gauntlet changes because it doesn't actually cater to the bitches and pussies. It just makes the gauntlet less shit. Yeah, needle bar is nice actually. Yeah, that is nice too. PVM changes. What do we got here? Yeah, these are all pretty clean. Like they're pretty basic stuff. Nothing like that I could really give a shit about there. CM Cox change. I'm all for the gambling proposal. Fucking make that happen, dude. That'll be big. And I think that's probably the most balanced of the options anyway, to be honest. Because it adds enough. If you make the chance to roll another unique, it adds enough risk that the reward is usually is not worth it. You know. We make a YouTube video. Yes, I will. Absolutely. Gear changes, rebalancing, gear buffs, massive Sang staff buffs, a massive Sword Axe buff. The Rapier and the Blade of Selder buffs are irrelevant. That's fucking waste of time. Pegasian Boots, no idea if that's worth it or not. Because I was under the impression that the Avernic Treads absorb the strength bonus from the other boots. So does that mean the Treads get an increase in range strength? Probably not, but I don't think that really matters. Master Wand gains 10% damage, big. The Ancient Scepter one is massive. That's a big buff. Alchemax Hopper, no one cares about. Belt's Volley drop rate is huge. Venom Bow, cool. Inquisitor changes are questionable. The Mace is stronger because you don't need the full set to use it now, but it sounds like Inquisitors is slightly nerfed at the moment. I am speculating, we'll find out next week when we get the Raids 4 rewards blog, I'm speculating that Inquisitors is going to have some sort of link to there being a crush component coming from Raids 4. Maybe not an Inquisitor's buff, but maybe a new crush weapon that goes along with Inquisitors, and the percentage gain of 2.5% whatever was too dangerous for the end game. Crush Scythe with Inquisitors set nerf? I don't know exactly, because you still get a decent strength bonus here. You'd lose accuracy for sure. Inquis is gonna be the armor needed to upgrade the armor. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself. It might just be a crush weapon, a crush mega rare that comes to the game, and Inquisitors having Oathplate-like stats instead just helps Jagex balance that a bit more. Or we're gonna get a new crush armor set, and what that means is that you don't go from 2.5% to then now this one has to have a percentage base. Now that it's not percentage based buff, a new crush armor set that comes to the game doesn't have to be either. Because if it's 2.5% and 7.5% with the Mace, and they bring something new that either upgrades with Inquisitors or outperforms Inquisitors, they would have to look at 5%, which is a massive buff in comparison. So this makes me feel like Jagex is teeing something up. We know that they have mentioned in previous blogs that Raids 4, they are looking at it being crush-based. They're looking at a crush mega rare. If they do, we don't know until next week. But this looks like they're teeing something up. I predict. Burning Claw nerf, gay, fuck you. Makes sense, I get it. Absolutely, Burning Claws are broken. Fuck you, don't care. I like the Burning Claws, still fuck you. Gear adjustment, cool, don't care. The Eclipse Adult PvP change, massive. And this one, Rot's gay, huge. I'd like to see him some nerd put the calcs in, they will. Yeah, we'll have the information in no time. Early game, Bishop Creatures, didn't read it, don't care. Run energy changes, just them coping. This one's big, Gone was Lucky Penny. Charge saving effect, account unlock rather than wearing it, which is big. None of the other shit here matters. Oh yeah, pets following you into areas, which is good. Birdhouse changes, no. Vote no. Say no to Jagex. Nightmare changes, I think I'm going to say yes. Sure, why not? I like the Nightmare change. Hope that helps. Overall, the blog, I probably give it like maybe like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I didn't see a shadow change. I was predicting a shadow change. I was expecting one. They said they were going to rebalance this shadow. They either don't know what they're going to do, or they're going to give us an elemental magic set in Raids 4, and I fucking hate that so much. If they do, vote no. Vote no to elemental magic set. I know you're thinking, oh, I don't mind elemental magic. Endgame, you are not going to use elemental magic. You're telling me you want Virtus to come from Desert Treasure 2, which competes side by side with Ancestral, and then Raids 4, the hardest raid in the game, you want another side by side Ancestral Mage Gear for elemental magic that you're not going to use? You got a Shadow or an Eye of Iac? You're not going to use it. Raids 4 unlock? Really? Fuck off. Vote no to any elemental magic mage gear. Do it. No. Don't fucking do it. It is a bad idea. Holy shit. My word. Cool blog otherwise. Very good. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. Huge. You got a big boy.